top sneakers in NBA history was released, and many iconic shoes made the list, but it was the Air Jordans who stole the show. At number 2 were the classic Air Jordan 1s. The best-ranked sneakers of all time were the Air Jordan 11's. And let me just say before I ask my question, both of you guys take your shoe game very seriously. Shannon, I've seen you post videos of your crazy shoe closet. So, Shannon,
yes.
I'll ask you first. Do you agree with this list?
Well, first of all, I'm not surprised that Jordan tops the list, Skip, because Jordan made shoes fashionable. Before Jordan, Skip, basically you practice and play basketball in gym shoes, with the exception of the Chuck Taylors. Now, the Chuck Taylor, Skip, people used to wear starched jeans and button-down shirts, and that was the style. But Michael Jordan, that was the style. Michael Jordan made shoes fashionable. Now, the shoes, Skip, everybody knows about these are the Air Jordan 1s. Now, these are the frags. They're not the black and white colorway that first, but these are what they call the OGs. These were the first shoes that Michael Jordan wore. Now, he had 2 colorways, red, white, black, and he had red and black. Those were the ones that every time he wore, he got fined $5,000. Instead of stop wearing them, Nike paid the fine. But the shoe that everybody's talking about is what we call this is the Jordan 11. This is the Concord, Skip. And what made this shoe so popular, it was the first shoe to have patent leather. Prior to that, you only saw patent leather on shoes. You were going to the prom or you were going to say your Easter speech. That was the only time, not on a gym shoe, Skip. And when the Concord came out, everybody lost their mind. But then something happened in March of 1996. It's indiscreet. This is also the 11th, Skip. It's called the Bread. Michael Jordan wore this shoe exclusively in the playoffs, and it never changed, and the game was over. Once this shoe came, it's still the most popular shoe, Skip, and everything they do. Now, they've come out with the all gray, the all gray, which is called the cool gray. They have the Space Jam in the 11. They have so many different, I forget, so many different ones, Skip, and they do so many different colorways. So I'm not surprised that the 11 and the 1 dominated. Skip, you can't see it, Skip, but you know the shoe that he won the 88 dunk contest in, the cement, were the whites. So I'm not surprised. I thought it would be the OG, Skip, because that's where it originally started, but I'm not surprised that the 11 is the most popular shoe because the 11 is unbelievable shoe. It's great comfort, and it's a banging shoe. The patent leather is what set it aside from all other shoes, Skip, because the 11, Skip, is all patent leather. Be it cool gray, be it the Concords, be it the Space Jam, it didn't matter. It was patent leather, and that's what set it aside from all other shoes.
Gotcha. So, when I saw this list, before I opened it, I tried to guess what's number 1, and I'm with you. I thought 1 would be the 1, would be the 1s, would be the original, the OGs. It just got to be the shoes, money, right? It just got to be that one.
Right.
And yet, when I saw it was the 11, I thought about it. And the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. Because the truth was, if you look hard at Jordan's legacy, he had his greatest year in that shoe. That year, they went 72-10. That year, he won the regular season MVP. He won the All-Star Game MVP in San Antonio. He won the Finals MVP as they beat Gary Payton's Sonics in 6 games. He won the scoring title again, 1 of 10 times. And he was first team all defense. And on top of that, it's the Space Jam sneaker. So I don't know. Just on, on pure legacy, you just say the impact of what happened in that shoe. Whew. Yeah, okay, I'm good with that being number 1. And by the way, the Concords were always my favorite. And the reason, Shannon, you brought it up, the patent leather, I always called them my tuxedo sneakers because those are the ones that they're my favorites to wear on Undisputed, low tops or high tops, because they can dress you up. You can wear it with a suit, and it just looks like they're made for a suit. So you can go casual or you can go formal. and they work. And it was the first sneaker I said, that works. However you want to use it, it works.
Yes.
So I love the choice. I second the emotion of the choice. But Shannon, 2 quick points. Also, before I open up the list, I hoped 2 classic sneakers at least made it into the top 10, and boom, boom, they did. First, at number 9 was the old Adidas Superstar from the 80s. And Shannon, again, for me in the 80s, I just lived in the Superstar. That's all I ever wore to play in or to walk around in, or it was it. And remember, Run DMC ran to the bank in those
Shell
Superstars.
Yeah, they had the shell toe Adidas.
And remember, I got it. And remember, what was Michael Jordan's choice when he came to the NBA in '84? He wanted to be Adidas, right? That's what we learned in the documentary. And his mom said, no, you need to take a trip to Oregon, to the Nike headquarters, and at least listen to what those people have to say. And then when his father heard what those people had to say, his father said, you need to do this. And Michael said, okay. And it was simply the greatest decision he ever made in his life, right? I mean, you can't do any better than that. You used it. Go ahead.
And this is what, Skip, this is why nobody will ever can top him with the sneaker game. Because he was the first to do it, and he's kind of cornered the market. If you take all the guys, think about it, Skip. Normally when guys have shoe deals, once they're retired, they discontinue making the shoe. Michael Jordan's shoe is more popular now than when he played. And he hadn't played in 15 years. So when you look at it, Skip, and I remember all the shoes from the threes. I like the cement, Skip. As a matter of fact, these Concords and these Breads, Skip, 1996 and 1995, these are the original shoes.
Yeah.
So and when, like you said, when they came out with patent leather, I'm like, who thought of, at first, Skip, I'm thinking, who the hell thought about putting patent leather on a gym shoe?
Nobody.
And then when you saw it, and when I actually went to the store and saw it, I said, oh my goodness. I said, and then they just started. So they went from the Concorde to the Breads, and they went to the Cool Grays, and they went to the Space Jam with 2 different bottles of the Imperial. I said, oh man, Skip, nobody's gonna be able to touch it. Kobe has a great shoe. Okay. I love Kobe shoes. As a matter of fact, Skip, my last year in Denver, I went to a game to see Kobe play. The shoes Kobe played in, I went in the dressing room, talked to him. I said, bro, let me get those. Skip, he took them off his feet, he autographed them for me, and he gave them to me, the Huaraches. Now, people don't remember, Skip, originally out of high school, he signed with Adidas. I think it was like his 6th or 7th year in the league before he came aboard Nike, which was a great decision. Skip, if you also remember, Michael Jordan in college, Dean Smith was a Cons guy, Converse. That's what he wore in college. But they were not going to make him bigger than Magic and Larry.
Okay, that brings me to Converse and the second shoe that made it into the top 10, because to your point, at the time Michael came into the league, '84, Michael and Larry dominated the shoe game with those Converse weapons. Remember those?
Yes.
I mean, Magic. Yes. I'm sorry, Magic and Larry dominated with those weapons, the Converse weapons. Everybody was wearing those at that point. But the shoe I want to talk about that you mentioned was the shoe I literally grew up playing in, was the Chuck Taylor Converse All-Star. Now, in my day, they were always all white. And quick story, when I was a freshman in high school for the freshman team, everybody wore all white Converse, and we loved the black ones. And if you could get your hands on black ones, you were it at that point. And I went to the varsity basketball coach, who was a legend, named Don Van Poel. I went into his office before school one day on behalf of the freshman team, and I asked Coach Van Poel, could we wear black Chuck Taylors? And I got a one-word answer, no. And so that was the end of that deal. But I've always loved the black ones. Now everybody loves red ones and green ones and yellow ones. And they have endured, and they're selling just as well now as fashion footwear as they did back in the day as just purely basketball footwear. So way to go, and Converse All-Stars were number 5 on the list.
Yeah. And of course, you know, I got to keep these things on too. These are the old GOAT James 15s, the floors, you can't see them, Skip. Nice shoe. Real nice shoe. But Skip, if you really look at, Skip, go ahead.
Wait, time out. I need to make one quick note here that ESPN also did a bottom 10 of all time, and I was a little surprised. Guess what was number 8 on that list in the bottom 10? The LeBron 13s. What? So one of LeBron's shoes made the bottom 10? That's shameful.
What was it? The Soldier? I
don't know which one it was. I don't follow LeBron's shoes. I don't know LeBron's shoes. I didn't even know he had a lot. Does he have his own signature shoe? I don't even know.